go? I only got like 60 minutes. You gotta do with the mask or drop a mask?
Yeah, when you're speaking.
Okay. Okay, I think we're on. Is it on? Can we hear this mic? Yes, we are. All right. Let me first say thank you, everyone, for attending, and welcome to the mountain. We've a number of folks with us today, but let me first start with two good friends, one of the mountain and one of the center, and that's Scott Duval, our sitting MP, and David Christopherson, the former MP, former MPP, and former city councillor for Hamilton Centre. Also with us today is a number of great candidates who are going to be fabulous MPs as we head forward. From the centre, we have Matthew Green. From Hamilton East, Stony Creek, we have Nick Milanovic. From Hamilton West, Ancaster Dundas, we have Roberto Enrique. From Oakville, we have Jerome Adamo. And now the pitch. There are some folks walking around with clipboards, so if you live in the mountain, you want to volunteer in the mountain, you want to take a sign for the mountain, make sure you give them their name. But for any other riding that's here today that we've just discussed in the Hamilton area and surrounding areas, feel free to volunteer, donate, and take a sign for those riding as well. And let's paint the entire region orange! And we have other friends with us here today as well. We have Monique Taylor, the sitting MPP for Hamilton Mountain. We have Alison Sealis, who's the candidate for Flamborough-Glanbrook. And we also have Lauren Newick, who's also, where's Lauren? Lauren's back there. Lauren Newick, who's the federal candidate down in Flamborough-Glanbrook. Come on up here, Lauren. And so as you can see, we got orange all around us. We just need to make sure we get them all elected and make sure this place is orange from the GTA all the way to Fort Erie. But we really have a couple of special guests, and let me introduce the one. The leader of our provincial party, a woman who stood up for us time after time after time in this province, who's now the leader of the official opposition for the first time in our history. The future Premier of the province of Ontario, the member for Hamilton Centre, Andrea Horwath.
Thank you. Well, thanks so much, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you. Can you feel the energy? And it's not just coming from the sun. It's coming from the NDP, equally as orange as our sun. Give it up for Malcolm Allen, the fantastic candidate for the Hamilton Mountain riding. A couple of our MPPs are here as well, as you've heard. Monique Taylor, the MPP for this riding, Hamilton Mountain. Sandy Shaw, the MPP for Hamilton West, Ancaster Dundas. And I just want to make sure everybody sees Alison Sealis, our candidate for Flamborough-Glanbrook, a riding we're taking next time around. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to be here to announce or to welcome our federal leader, my federal leader, Jagmeet Singh. You know, Jagmeet and I share the same vision of a Canada where everybody can live their best life, where nobody is left behind. It's a vision that we can make a reality, and we know that every single day, that's what Jagmeet does. He fights for that vision where everyone can build their best life. And so I'm proud not only to be here as the provincial leader, but to be an absolute friend, colleague, and a person who has had the privilege and the honor of spending a lot of time side by each inside the provincial legislature. And so please, please help me to welcome to our great city of Hamilton, our one and only leader of our national party, Jagmeet Singh, and the next Prime Minister of Canada.
Yeah, thank you so much. How you feeling, Hamilton? I love it. I love it. I gotta say, I am very familiar cheering for Andrea, so I felt really good to do that again. Once more for Andrea Horwath. Friends, we've been in this campaign for a little over a week, and we are feeling that energy that Andrea was talking about. And it's absolutely not just because it's so hot out here. We are feeling that energy on the streets everywhere we go. And the reason is people are saying we can't afford another 4 more years of broken promises from Justin Trudeau. People can't afford 4 more years of a housing crisis where the housing price here in Hamilton has doubled while he's been in power. We can't afford to compete with companies that are snatching up billions in dollars of Canadian real estate. A Canadian family can't compete with that, nor should they. We know that better is possible. You know, the big question we keep on getting, people keep on wondering, how are we going to invest in our healthcare? How are we going to get rid of profit in long-term care? How are we going to expand our healthcare to include medication for all? People wonder. There's a good reason why they wonder, because they've seen this show before. Right now, we're hearing Justin Trudeau make promise after promise. Aaron O'Toole is making promises, but they've got 2 options in their playbook. Either they're going to cut existing help to people, or they're going to put the burden on the very same people that have struggled. We are the only party that's presenting a 3rd option. Why don't we make billionaires and millionaires start paying their fair share and invest in people? That's our plan. We believe that the billionaires should start paying their fair share, and we invest that into people, into tackling the housing crisis, into tackling healthcare, to make sure we expand it to include mental health services, pharmacare, and a well-funded, publicly delivered healthcare system. And we know in this pandemic, one of the worst tragedies, one of the most shameful, a national shame, is that this pandemic hit our seniors and loved ones in long-term care the hardest. They bore the brunt of this pandemic with their lives. And one of the worst parts of that is because for-profit long-term care put profits instead of people. We are going to put an end to for-profit long-term care homes across this country. So friends, are you ready for this election to show that there's another way forward? Are you ready to send a message that we don't have to be stuck between liberals and conservatives? Are you ready to make sure the ultra-rich start paying their fair share? Then let's get it done and start electing here Malcolm Allen and re-electing Matthew Green and electing Nick Milanovich and Roberto and New Democrats across the country. Let's make it happen, my friends. Thank you.